quiet seaside town, an evil laid to rest centuries ago, has risen. An abandoned fortress deep in the swamp holds a secret that could save the village or destroy it. Now, a band of adventurers sets out to dig up the wounds of the past and bring the light of day to the roots of ruin. This is Tabletop Gold.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Tabletop Gold, episode 116. My name is Lars Casteen. Welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy the conversation, the game, the camaraderie, what I like to call podcast magic that you're about to get on this episode of the show. Ooh. That's right. We're spellcasters here on this show, and our primary ability is charisma.
Buffing you, the listener.
We are going to buff you. That's a reference that nobody wanted. I already said that. Hey, let's meet everybody else here that's on the call. Armet Humphreys.
Good start.
Good that time, and we are going to pump you up.
Yep. Zoe Chernicoff is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That time. Where that time is the time in Austria.
Yeah. GMT plus 1 or 2, probably.
That seems right.
That's what time it is. David, the Tin Man Chernicoff, is here. What time is it where you are?
That time. Good that
Great.
time.
And Robin Lange is here as well.
Good all times.
Oh.
Nice.
So we have a thing that we do. We have a little chat that we have maintained to talk about the show. It's not a big deal. It's what they call a group text. It's not don't worry about it. But Zoe sent a message to it the other day, bringing up IHOP.
I think that was me, actually.
What? Twist beginning. It was Robin Lange who sent it about IHOP?
And Zoe just chimed in saying, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well,
something along those lines.
Here's the deal. We started talking about breakfast food and breakfast food chains on this group thread. And it seemed like something that we should maybe discuss. Breakfast foods are a topic that are rich with possibility. People have strong opinions, both about the kind of food they like, where they like to get the food. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about breakfast foods for a short time before we jump into what I believe will be the least appetizing episode of this series yet.
That's a challenge.
It is. It's a gross show, everybody. Yeah. So breakfast foods, how do people feel about them? Do you like them? Do you hate them? What do you got?
I'll say, first off, I just want to say IHOP is just fascinating because I have not been to an IHOP since I was in college, I don't think. And the diner we were going to go to for some reason didn't open till 9, which is bizarre for a diner in New York.
It's too late.
And so it's way too late. The only thing we could find that was open at like 7:30 in the morning was an IHOP, which there is actually an IHOP in Astoria. And it was really good. I was shocked.
You like the IHOP. You're pro International House of Pancakes.
I've only ever eaten at IHOP at 2 a.m. IHOP in the daylight is just as good as 2 a.m. IHOP.
The connection to IHOP that I have, I've eaten there very infrequently, but where I grew up, Charlottesville, Virginia, there was a very strong, at the time that I was a teenager there, a very strong goth rock community. There was a lot of goth bands and a lot of like a music scene that was much larger than you would expect for a town of Charlottesville size. And my main connection to IHOP is that I knew that IHOP is where all of the most like trenchant goths went at 3:00 in the morning after they were done at the club.
So 90s.
And they loved it. Everybody was so in love with the experience of going to IHOP in the middle of the night and, wearing fishnet stockings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I went to a Denny's once in the middle of the night in high school after a concert. I was not wearing that.
The fishnets?
No. And the thing I remember most vividly about it was that there was a menu item for sliders, which they called mini burgers, and the little table tent thing advertising it said, "Big nights call for little burgers."
It's true. It's both. It's true. It's really true.
It's true.
And then we ordered them, and it was just a regular burger that had been cut into 6 pieces.
Oh, that's so upsetting.
That's so disappointing.
And they didn't
Sliders.
even they didn't even separate them or anything. It was just sitting there, and it was just once into.
Was it pie slice or grid?
That's a great question.
grid?
Okay.
It was one dividing it in half, and then orthogonal to that
bet.
was 2. So
Oh
you
my
got
God.
6 with nice right angles.
That's
Wait.
beautiful.
So the pieces were all different shapes then.
yeah.
Well,
Where
there
you
were
had 2 corners and
Yeah.
a couple U's.
There were
For-
2 different shapes in theory. My recollection is that there were 6 different shapes. Like wasn't executed all that
Yeah.
carefully.
We've gone away from breakfast soup, but this is fascinating to me.
Yeah, I think that anything that Denny's serves at any time falls under the umbrella. So I think we're still, in the.
I'm
going
going to come in here with another favorite chain. First of all, I have a little bit of a vendetta against IHOP. I'm a fan of breakfast food. IHOP does this crazy thing where, and they're at least open about it, in their omelets, they put pancake batter.
What?
I guess to
What?
fill them out. But for those of us who are gluten intolerant in this world, like the one thing I can always eat somewhere is eggs. And so to then have them put
Not at
gluten in their eggs.
Yeah, I didn't
Well,
know
it's
that.
is an upsetting, but most people don't go to IHOP for the omelet, right? You're
No,
there for
you
the
go for the
pancakes.
pancakes.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm sorry. So this
Yeah.
the pancake batter that they add to the eggs, is it
Mhm.
like a perfect mixture, like a what's the thing that mayonnaise is? A suspension? Is it a
Oh, yeah, an
suspension
emulsion.
of is it an emulsion of egg and pancake batter, or is it like the omelets just have like a veneer,
Like a swirl
of
or like
pancake
it's like a
going through them?
marbleized. I would imagine it's pancake batter you make with then like triple the egg or something, right? But I don't know because if I eat it, I'll become violently sick, and that wouldn't be a good idea. So-
International House of Poison.
I'm so mystified by what you're saying right now, Zoe.
I don't think it's a good idea either.
I imagine that it's
Yeah.
just like there's a little batter in it so that it's a gimmick. I don't think it's a different way to make an omelet or like
I take it as a cost
totally
savings
It is.
measure.
Per the
ratio.
IHOP website, their omelets, which come in 6 variations in addition to build your own version, are all made with a splash of our famous buttermilk and wheat pancake batter.
I'm telling you.
Is it just
I'm
that they don't
telling
want to
you.
wash the pans after they make the pancakes? So they just
Right,
they're
that's
just like,
the
guess what,
splash.
They
guys?
usually do
We-
them on a big griddle anyway.
No, it's
Maybe
just
it's
so they
to
can
save
put
on the
that on the
eggs.
website and people are like, oh, there's even pancakes in the egg.
Do
That's
people
it. I
like
don't think
that?
it's anymore.
Even if it doesn't make you sick, do you want pancake in your eggs?
I've never
It makes them
contemplated it
fluffy.
before. It makes
guess
them
it makes it fluffy.
Does it?
Yeah.
Putting a little bit of bread in an egg
Y'all
makes
are-
it fluffy?
Overthinking this so hard. It doesn't change the way that thing is. It's just so they could be like, well, we're IHOP, so we even pancake the eggs. That's it. It's
Okay,
just marketing.
so you're saying the only person who would notice it would be somebody with a
Celiac.
like an intolerance to gluten. That's the only. That's who it's for.
Those of us
That-
with celiac disease are sad. Everyone
Yes.
else is just delighted, but
It's the-
sort of abstractly.
The best way to think about it is as a deterrent for some people.
Right. It's
which
like
is what
it's,
you want.
It's like
Well,
Mr.
it also makes their omelets much higher in calories.
If they
Oh.
didn't do this, we would probably go all the time because it's super kid friendly. It's probably just as tasty as that. And instead, we just can't.
Well, do y'all have a Waffle House near you?
Well, that's the thing.
go to Waffle House all the time.
we've lived in the South for the last. I'm a huge Waffle House fan. The hash browns. Are you guys familiar
Oh.
with the Waffle House hash
Every
browns?
I've
time.
never been.
Every time I'm in the South,
Oh my
I have to go
gosh.
to Waffle House and I have to get hash browns. And every time I have to refresh myself on how to order them correctly.
Here's something about Waffle House, and then we should get back to the hash brown order. Or Matt, we can fill you in, and we can. I feel like we could all share our hash brown order at Waffle House.
I've got
So
I've got
people-
a hash brown story ready to go. So
Great.
just let me know when
Here
it's
is
time.
another thing about Waffle House that I respect. It is one of the few places I've ever been where they openly on the menu serve a dish where you receive both chicken and eggs. I feel like most people steer clear of the life cycle on the plate,
Right.
but not Waffle House. Waffle House is like, yeah, we'll do that for you. Scrambled eggs, fried chicken, then we're in.
The alpha and the omega. Of,
There it is.
It's actually
Of
forbidden
breakfast
in the Old
foods.
Testament.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
lots of people steer clear for that one reason.
Wait, what's your hash brown story?
It's not really a story. It's just like an irritatingly deeply held opinion that I have, which is,
Okay.
I like to think, hopefully becoming my calling card on this podcast. People serve hash browns all the time that are not hash browns. People
Yes.
serve home fries constantly, and they're like,
yeah. No,
"Do you want the
that
hash
makes me
browns?"
angry.
Yeah.
Not a hash brown. It's a
This is
big
not.
chunk.
This is not a problematic opinion of yours. This is a correct
No, it's
opinion
correct.
of yours.
And-
you have identified a war crime that is widespread.
Waffle House serves hash browns,
That is a
and
hash
they're
brown.
great.
so good.
That's my story. That's the entire thing.
Hash browns are more like roasty. The like
No, they're
Yes.
shredded potatoes
No, no,
that
that's
have
what
been
a roasty,
griddle
like-
fried.
Yes.
Roasty is a Swiss
Okay.
dish of
As opposed to the
Yeah.
cubed potato that I feel like is
Right,
sometimes
yeah.
passed
Yeah.
off as a hash brown, but
Yeah.
it's a home fry. Lars is
It's a
correct.
home fry.
totally.
Well, but so
Yeah.
the thing I love about the Waffle House hash browns, which I agree are delicious, is that they have the whole, like, it's not even a secret menu because they break the code down for you right there, but it's like you can get them scattered, smothered, covered, diced, capped,
right.
peppered. I can't even. But I always feel compelled to order them. I'm a scattered, smothered, and covered person myself. But
same.
it feels like you can't be like, oh, with the onions and cheese and tomatoes or whatever that means. I think that's what that means. That's
Yeah.
probably because that's how I'd like my hash
That
browns.
sounds
So-
real good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
Wait, so Armit, you were a non-Waffle House, non-hash brown. What is the you're like an outsider on this? What's happening? What's the
Yeah,
story?
I'm like on the outside of the Waffle House looking in.
Hasn't
like,
spent
as
enough
it
time in the
rains
South.
outside, and yeah,
It's just a
There's-
geographical thing. You haven't been in the South enough.
yeah. I just haven't traveled around down south all that much. So tragically, it has long been something I would love to try, but I've never yet made it there.
Well, Matt, if you ever come visit, we will take you.
Yeah, just tell me when and where, and I'll be there with bells on.
Well, here's
4
the thing,
o'clock in the
man.
morning tomorrow. Let's go.
Exactly, because big nights call for
It's
little
on.
potatoes.
Little potatoes.
Well,
close the loop.
perhaps we should move on
Man.
then. I want to thank people for submitting reviews for our shows to the various podcast apps. Every once in a while, we check in on Podbean. Podbean is for my money, the number 3 review location.
Okay.
We got this review from Zymel854 on Podbean, who lets us know that the shoes that I had that started smelling like urine, some plastics start to smell like cat urine when they begin to break down because of the chemicals used to form the plastics. I had the same problem with some Christmas tree decorations. No amount of washing will get rid of that smell, unfortunately.
Christmas tree
Well,
decorations.
So-
there you go.
Oh no.
How good to know.
No one
That's
wants
very
that to
helpful.
happen.
So thank you so much to Zymel854. Thank you so much for Podbean for existing. And it's last time we broke off a new 5. It was episode 115, but we had our lengthy conversation about leveling up, so we didn't get the chance to promote what's going on in the Tabletop Gold universe. So that's what we're going to do right now. So here's the deal. This is what you should do if you want to check out what we're doing. If you want to support us, 1, you can go to our website. A couple weeks ago, we added the Nyang Nyang Bonobo t-shirt. It's amazing. People are loving it. It's flying off the
Great shirt.
shelves.
May have seen a very handsome man at Gen Con wearing it.
If you see, if you are existing 6 weeks in the past and you're at Gen Con, keep an eye out
May
for.
have. I did use the
Oh,
past
okay.
tense.
Sorry.
Have kept an eye out for.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've seen somebody wearing a Nyang Nyang Bonobo t-shirt, even if it's yourself, let us know. Send us a message. You can also find us on Discord, where we have a great community, really active community on Discord. It's one of the best things about having this show out there is the awesome group of people who are there talking games, talking whatever else, finding games with each other, connecting and being like a real deal community is like a thing that I could have only dreamed of, and yet that's where we are right now. You can find our character sheets there. Our level 7 character sheets are now up on the Discord if you want to find them. If you want to see what the numbers are. We got the numbers.
boy.
Come on by the Discord. And then the last bit of thing is that you can find some of the music that I've composed for the show at my Bandcamp, Casteen.bandcamp.com. You can use it in your own home game. You can just listen to it for fun if you live a life where you fantasize that you're walking through like a dungeon or whatever, and you need appropriate music for that. We've got that at the Bandcamp. Is there anything else that we need to promote right now? Is there anything else we need to hit, or is that basically the story?
Whose birthday is next?
Oh, that's a great question. Whose birthday is next?
Let's see.
All right, on the count of 3, everyone say your birthday at the same time,
Okay.
and then we'll see if we can figure it out.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
1, 2, 3.
July
Lars
10th.
August
October
16th.
27th.
Oh, Armat. Easy.
I think Armat's next. I heard in August from Armat.
Yeah.
No,
That's
this episode's coming out on September 4th, so Armet is actually the furthest away.
I'm in the
Oh,
past.
brutal.
Well, happy birthday, Armet, for the
Oh,
future
thank
for
you.
us, for the past
Yeah.
for everybody else.
I modeled it on the X-Men, classic X-Men arc, my birthday of future past.
Yeah, that's right. Happy birthday of future past, Armet.
That was a joke just for you, Lars.
I loved it.
Cl-
I had a
Claremont
great time with it.
fan.
And you know what else I'm going to have a great time with is playing our game. So let's do that.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Your business on the 6th floor of the Abomination vaults is coming to a close. After ending the flesh-warping operation of the ancient Sugathi known as Jafaki, you've come up with a plan to put an end to one of their most vile projects, the Chernicoff Behemoth, a ravenous mass of bone, mucus, and undead flesh made from Jafaki's failed experiments that roams the floor of Belcora Haravex's grand arena. Your plan is already in motion. You've coated Jafaki's body in a deadly poison of their own making, dragged it up to the viewing balcony, and finally heaved it down into the arena below. The hope is that the Chernicoff will feast upon its maker's corpse, and that you will be able to take advantage of the distraction and the effects of the poison, if not the grotesque irony of your plan's strange sense of justice.
Thank you, Lars, for calling us out and holding us accountable.
Someone has to.
I mean, I hope people. I don't know. I'm having a great time, guys. I'm having lots of fun. There are a couple things I want to recap before we jump straight into it. Armat mentioned last week that we are allowing an injury poison, a poison delivered via a wound. I'm allowing that to be used as a consumed poisoning. As a consumed poison. I'm hand-waving the distinction here. It makes sense to me that with this level of preparation, the poison, this wyvern poison, can be applied in useful ways to Jafaki's body. Like maybe Jafaki's pointy little millipede legs will scrape the inside of the Chernicoff as they're ingested. It's not that crazy to me. When we left off last time, Mag had just heaved Jafaki, a poisoned Jafaki, off of the balcony. I want to get a sense of what everybody else is doing to figure out exactly how we're going to roll initiative. The layout of this particular area is that there is a small balcony looking out over this arena 15 feet below, with 2 grand staircases leading from that balcony down onto the arena itself. There are a few different ways that you might be able to do this. Maybe you're going to leap to the floor below. Maybe you're going to sneak down. Maybe you've decided to just run with all of your might to get into a good position as this Chernicoff behemoth eventually begins tracking its way towards Jafaki's body. So I want to get a sense from everybody of where we're starting this as Jafaki's body is sailing over the balcony so that we can get you to the right place on this map and so that we can have everybody roll the right skill for initiative. So Armet, what do you think Istin's doing?
I think I'd probably want to roll initiative, so maybe he's just standing quietly out of the way, and then whenever anyone else does a thing,
so you're saying you want to roll perception, regular initiative, and you want to do that from like the balcony next to Mag, basically?
Yeah, and then I can jump down, I guess, if need be, and
like you might be maintaining range, so you can keep it up on the balcony potentially. Very
totally. I mean, that's the thing. I've got the distance with the cantrips and spells, so
okay. So Istin is going to start this encounter right next to Mag. Mag, I'll let you know. I'll let the group know that I think the Shanrigal, this thing is large enough that the length of time that it is going to be consuming Jafaki is relatively short. So if you're looking to take advantage of that distraction, you probably need to get in there quickly. So Mag is sort of in a tough spot, potentially being up on that balcony right when the action is potentially going to start.
Oh,
Does that
that's
seem
annoying.
Reasonable to you, David, or you don't like that?
No, it seems reasonable. I mean, the purpose of dragging this thing down was to try and get a jump on it. So I suppose dragging it down the stairs and, leaving it in a heap and then trying to sneak up probably would have been smarter than just hurling it off the balcony. But
couldn't you could jump down, right? I guess then it'll hear you. But I think jumping would be, you have like a bazillion hit points.
Yeah.
I do have a bazillion.
Literally a bazillion.
Yes.
That's level 7 for...
Yes,
for
I
barbarians.
have 10 to the bazillion hit points. What I've been thinking here was throw it down so that it has something to eat, and then sneak down there and try and sneak up to it when it's eating, and maybe that it's the fact that it's eating will mean we can get closer to it before it notices us.
Sounds good to me. So that makes sense. So Mag can toss the body of Jafaki down and then follow the lead maybe of some of the stealthier members of the group down around the
Mag should not be stealthing. If she has to roll stealth for initiative, then she should definitely jump from the balcony and roll athletics.
Okay, well it's up to
too.
you then. I think if you're sneaking, I'm going to make you roll stealth. If you're jumping, I'm going to let you roll athletics. Is sort of I think the way that this breaks down to me.
Mag could always, from her vantage point, keep an eye and wait for everyone else to get into their sneak position.
Right. I could get down there and fire an arrow, right?
Yeah.
And then Mag could jump on it from the top. Totally.
Yeah, and I was thinking Trill would sneak down as well.
Okay.
Down the stairs once it's distracted.
So does that sound like, it sounds to me then like Ao and Trill are going to sneak down the stairs and start from the floor.
McSneakerson.
Okay.
That's us.
So
we got an alpha corpse flingers and a bravo corpse flinger.
Yeah, let's keep the tank. Let's keep the tanks up top away from this thing and send in the two.
There's no way you can fail.
We're so sneaky.
Okay.
I think we'll get down there in time.
I love this. Okay, so let's do it. Let's pick up from that point in time when Mag heaves Jafaki out over the balcony, and the body of Jafaki twists as this long worm falls. The fall is 15 feet. Jafaki is 16 feet long. So it's kind of like a weird, like...
It's like a slinky on the steps.
Ground. Yeah, it sort of thwaps.
The Sugathi lands in a spiral.
Yeah, it sure does.
Nice.
So Jafaki's, like... The front of Jafaki's body hits the dirt, and then the back of Jafaki's body just sort of wavers for a moment. Maybe Mag has to like shove the body away from the balcony so it then tumbles forward and tips on the ground.
Okay, so wait, then I want to make an argument that I don't even have to jump if I am okay with landing on Jafaki.
You can just walk down Jafaki.
Okay, so it sounds like the plan now.
Jafaki's big enough to be a ramp. I want to like dump the body down over the balcony.
Yeah.
And then like use the cover of the sound and the motion and the smell and stuff to just go stand on top of that pile, and when this thing comes over to eat, I want to. This is going to surprise you. Hit it in the face with a hammer.
Okay.
I love that idea, like Mag just like leaping out from behind like Jafaki's hat or something.
Yeah.
So here's what that sounds like to me. That sounds like what Mag wants to do. What you want Mag to do is before initiative hits, before there's any hostile action.
Yeah.
Mag sees that Jafaki is sort of awkwardly tumbling down to the ground, and here's my pitch, is that this is going to be a athletics check to essentially like clamber down Jafaki as fast as possible, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to call this a difficult expert level deal. I'm going to say that makes it a DC 22. Okay. And here's my pitch. Roll athletics for your initiative. If you succeed, you will have successfully climbed down Jafaki's body using like their millipede legs, like the steps of a ladder, right?
Yeah.
And you will start this encounter on your feet, crouched, ready to pounce on the behemoth as it goes to eat Jafaki.
Yes, I want to make sure it gets one bite in, so it gets good and poisoned,
Absolutely.
and then I want to whap it.
And if you fail, if you get under 22 on your initiative roll of athletics, you will tumble and fall. You'll take 7 points of damage because it's a 15-foot fall, and you'll start the encounter prone.
Love it.
Okay.
Totally in.
We figured it out.
Hey.
Armet, what's up?
Hey, David,
Yes.
you know what would actually work in this
What?
scenario?
Yes.
Assurance. Isthen's current assurance number, 23, baby.
Oh my gosh, the one-time assurance
I don't
works.
know.
Well, too bad Isthen's standing up on
he's
the
not
top of
gonna
the
do
balcony
that.
being a magic man.
Totally with no
Armet, we
clue.
just got through all the inter-party strife. I can't believe you did that.
Look, the number of times assurance applies are so limited that I
So
feel
you
the
gotta
need to
find it.
highlight them, you know? Put a flag up.
Yeah, assurance, it turns out, is perfect for situations where you are throwing a 16-foot worm down a 15-foot incline and then need to climb its body like a ladder. That's like exactly the situation.
Of course.
Where
It's
you
just
want
weird
assurance.
this hasn't come up before.
I know, and that's my fault. I feel like as a GM, I should be providing you with these opportunities to use the feats that you've invested your resources in.
I want to thank you for providing us with this one, because I'm really...
Well, I was waiting for you to ditch assurance athletics to just sneak this in there, just to antagonize you as much as possible.
Gotcha.
Speaking of antagonizing you as much as possible, here's what happens as we start ramping into rolling initiative. As soon as Jafaki's head hits the ground, the Shanrigal behemoth stops moving and starts rushing at incredible speed towards this sound as it feels the reverberations around the arena floor. Mag starts scrambling down the body of Jafaki as Trill and Ao. And it looks like you're going down opposite staircases.
Yeah, I think so.
As Trill and Ao start
Surrounded.
creeping down these two opposite staircases. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to... Roll for initiative. We're going to roll for initiative as we get a sense of how sneaky is Ao, how sneaky is Trill, how capably is Mag climbing down this body, and what is Isthen thinking about as he's just kind of hanging out at the top of the balcony. Armet, how did you do on your perception check for initiative?
Not great. 4 on the die for a 15.
He truly is just up there. He's like looking over
Yeah.
at the statues from the basilisks.
I think he's probably just geeking out on how awesome the Shanrigal behemoth is. You know what I mean? It's like huge and gross and terrible. And so he's like, this is brilliant.
Strangely enough, because of the senses of this Shanrigal, Isthen standing still is not going to be seen by the Shanrigal at this distance, weirdly enough. Zoe, how did
It's a
Ao
tactical
do?
ineptitude.
Yes. How did Ao do for her stealth check on initiative as she's creeping down the easternmost staircase?
She did okay for 25 total. 10 on the die.
Okay. I'll let you know right now that the perception of this Shanrigal behemoth is high enough that Ao sees it twitch and you see like bits of the mucus sort of creep towards you a little bit. Ao gets the sense that maybe she has been spotted on the way down. However, she is still going before the Shanrigal behemoth, which rolled a 19 on its initiative. Robin, how did Trill do?
Guys, it happened. Not only is stealth one of Trill's better stats, but I got an 18 on the die. So Trill ended up with 33.
Beautiful. So Trill, hidden, ready to go fast, ready to start playing some tunes. And David, how did Mag do it, clambering down Jafaki's body to position herself on the floor of the arena?
Well, Lars, she did better than Assurance.
Woo-woo!
Well, then that means it's good enough.
That's right, because who needs an automatic 23 when your modifier is 18? I guess you don't want to roll 1 through 4. Anyway, it's a 9 on the die for 27.
Okay.
Coming in, I guess, a little bit past Trill.
And here's what happens next. As Trill gets ready to act, the Shanrigal opens up a maw of goop. It's this creature, just to explain what this looks like, is this mass, this like amoeba-like mass of mucus and blood and viscera with the body parts of dozens, if not hundreds of creatures suspended in it. The skulls of the various creatures locked in expressions of abject terror. It opens up amoeba-like and clamps down on Jafaki. You see it sort of twisting and pulsating like a cat struggling to cough up a hairball as the behemoth starts trying to crunch Jafaki apart. And Mag, you notice something as the behemoth starts eating Jafaki right in front of you.
May he rest.
In pieces.
Yes. Thank you.
In pieces.
Let's show some respect,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, it's time we honored him.
One, you notice that the behemoth is occupied with Jafaki's body. And that means that the behemoth is going to be slowed 1 for the first 2 rounds of this encounter.
Awesome.
And maybe
Okay.
maybe Mag is waiting for a shriek of pain or something similar to that, or like a sizzling sound, some disintegration of the Shanrigal behemoth due to the wyvern poison on Jafaki. But that never comes.
Oh, it's resistant to the poison.
And Mag is struck with an acrid smell filling her nose
But it's poisoning me.
as she gets the feeling that the Shanrigal itself, and these are in the moments before she leaps into action, the Shanrigal itself is basically poison. Like, this thing is a grotesque mass of decaying. This is not a healthy creature.
Weird.
So the poison, it does nothing.
Hmm.
So there's your rule of cool, everybody.
Yeah.
I feel really, really good right now.
I feel real cool about it, yeah.
And with that, it's the top of round 1. It is Trill's turn. Here's the story. The Shanrigal behemoth is in the middle of this massive arena. Trill far to the western edge on a staircase. Ao far to the eastern edge on a staircase. Mag in the middle, preparing to go on her own, toe-to-toe with the behemoth, one-on-one, and Isthin preparing to launch a magical onslaught from the safety of the balcony above. So what is Trill going to do?
Here's Robin's question. When we fought those smaller Shanrigals,
Yeah.
they were not immune to any mental damage, correct?
I don't believe they were, but I think I probably told you they were at some point. So
they were?
Do with that information what you will.
I think Trill's
But
first...
also, I've been lying to you constantly about whether things are immune to mental effects this entire floor.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's basically the lie that I've been telling every single time I can tell a lie is I've been telling you that things are immune to mental effects.
But was Jafaki not immune to mental effects?
No, he was.
Or was he?
Most effective gaslighting ever.
I was about to leap through Zoom at you.
I feel like all of us have dubious knowledge now. What's happening?
I think Trill's first action is going to be to recall knowledge, essentially knowing that that's been an issue for her in the past.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an occultism or religion check, please, blind. Okay, so Trill recalls knowledge about the Chernicoff behemoth. You want to know if it's immune to mental effects. I'll give it to you for free. No, this creature has a consciousness. It is hungry. It is searching for food. It is noticing things. This is a creature with a mind, for sure. I'll give you one more thing based on the strength of your check. What kind of information would you like?
I would love to know what its weakest save is.
Oh, that's easy. It's will. This is not a strong-minded creature. This creature has a mind, but not much of one.
Cool. Okay.
I think we learned before it was weak to positive energy, but I don't think we learned anything else about kinds of hits it took or didn't take. What is its skin like, Lars? Is it like soft and fleshy or scaly and hard?
It's mucousy with a
right.
bunch of stuff suspended in it.
So I feel like piercing, slashing.
Either that or you slash it and something horrible comes out of it and poisons
definitely,
you,
guys.
right?
That's gonna happen no matter what.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with the hammer, I think.
Yeah, just hit it.
I just measured. So within 30 feet, Trill's going to cast then Dirge of Doom. Or Trill's going to do her Lingering Comp into Dirge of Doom.
Lingering composition, Dirge of Doom.
secret.
It's a secret roll for some reason. I'll just tell you what you rolled. You rolled a 20 on the die. So you're going to pick up 4 rounds of the Chernicoff behemoth being frightened 1.
It's amazing.
Fabulous.
So the Chernicoff behemoth shrinks away as this creature that relies on vibrations hears this music, this scary music that is just too much for it to handle, and it shrinks away from Trill for a moment in fear.
So for Trill's final action then, Trill is going to support Mag. With some dulcet, nothing too exciting, because we don't want to grab the attention away from Mag, but maybe a little bit of distraction could help Mag out. So Trill's going to play a couple more tunes on her harp to support Mag.
Okay, Trill prepares to aid Mag's attack
Aid.
with
There we go.
a
There's
little
what I was
bit
looking for.
of performance. We'll get that check when it comes around to being Mag's turn, which is right now. 25 feet away from Trill, it is now Mag's turn as she finally gets to the ground, climbing down Jafaki's body, waits for a moment, and launches an attack. What do we got from Mag?
First, quick adjudication. Do I have my hammer out, or have I needed to keep it stashed in order to clamber down?
I narrated enough of Mag watching the behemoth eat Jafaki that I think it's reasonable that Mag would get her hand back on the maul.
That's what I think as well. Okay, great. So if hammer is out, then Mag will first rage.
Okay. David,
Yeah.
while Mag rages, before you start attacking, there are a couple things I want to tell you about this creature, just to get the rules out in the open.
Yeah.
This is a gargantuan creature. This creature, this amoeba-like mass of viscera and skulls,
quite
is
large.
gargantuan. It is at least 5 tons. This thing looms over Mag's head. Mag looks up and it is blotting out the magical lantern light behind the creature. You've never fought something this large before. There are a couple of rules that I want you to know as you figure out what it is that you want to do. So, 1, this creature is gargantuan, like I said. That means that its attacks are likely to have some long reach. The reach of a gargantuan creature tends to be 20 or 15 feet. depending on whether they are in the system tall or long. I'll let you know, this behemoth is long, which means that they're going to have a 15-foot reach to hit their target.
It's a long reach.
Long reach. So you are not
That's
safe
long.
even if you are, you don't have to be that close to it for it to hit you.
Yeah.
2, and there's a sort of funky rule here that I want you to know about. Sometimes a larger creature's body might extend beyond its space. The example in the rulebook is like if a giant octopus uses an arm to reach out and grab you. In that situation, you can attack the arm even if you're not adjacent to the creature itself. If you can reach the body part that's grabbing you, you can attack it. 3, and this is really more a rule about grappling, shoving, disarming, and tripping creatures. Generally speaking, you're only able to do either of those things, any of those athletics checks to a creature that is at most one size larger than you. So like you as a medium creature would be able to grapple, trip, shove, whatever, a large creature. There's a feat in this game called Titan Wrestler, which both Mag and Istan have. And that feat lets you use those kinds of checks on a creature 2 sizes larger than you. Unfortunately, the behemoth is gargantuan, which is 3 sizes larger than you. So it's too big for you to knock down, grab, etc.
Right, and it's not just that becomes harder, it's that it's actually impossible to trip, grapple.
Right. It's like Mag trying to trip a bus is what is the comparison maybe that we need to make here. And the 4th thing is that there is one upside to being in combat with something of this size. It's so big. It controls a ton of the space. It's able to attack many, many places within this arena just due to its size and its reach. However, you are able to duck underneath it, dodge around it, run and move through it. So you can move through this creature's spaces if you want to. You can just walk on right through. You can't end your movement sharing a space with it, but if you need to just move from one side to the other, you can.
Huh.
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mag has 2 more actions.
Well, prior to that very last rule that you took us through about the ability to move through it, I was sort of bemoaning what was I going to do with all my extra actions here. But because I can't, normally I would do stuff like, try to trip it or grapple it, trip it for AO, that kind of thing. But now that I can move through it, I can actually flank. And this thing is so big that, I could take up a position that would let multiple people flank with it, right?
From where you are now on the western side of the behemoth,
Yeah.
anybody on the eastern side could flank with it.
Okay. All right. Well, so my second action is going to be moving past through amongst it to this position. And then with my third action, I'm going to head back to town.
Cool.
Nice.
And that is that's a terrible roll. It's only a 22 to hit after all that. I'm hero pointing that. I don't even, after all that cool stuff, I'm throwing, I'm sliding, I'm raging, I'm running. I don't want to miss. Forget it. How about a 26? Will that do the job?
That 26, as Mag puts her head down and just runs, ducking under the shadow of this creature as it crashes around her like a wave made out of gore. 26, because this creature is frightened 1. That just hits.
Ooh,
That's
Nice.
spicy.
awesome. Here is some
Love to hear
damage. I want to damage it. That's why I play the game. 25 points of damage.
Mag feels her maul squish into the Chernicoff behemoth, and all 25 of those damage go through as she starts pelting at bone and mucus, crunching it apart, slowly beginning the process of beating this enormous creature, dwarfing the large Magdaruna down.
Dope.
And that was bludgeoning damage.
That was bludgeoning
Bludge.
damage from the maul.
Bludge.
And with that, it is now Ao's turn.
All right, I got a hands question for you to start.
Give me the hands
Here are
question.
Things I want to do. Have a wand out right now, cast a spell this turn, but have chompers on my shoulder such that next turn chompers will be in hand.
Okay.
Like, does that work, or do I need to use an action next turn to like fully grapple with chompers?
So you can have a wand in one hand and chompers in another hand.
That was my take.
In order to shoot with chompers, you need to have two hands available. In order to hold chompers, you need to have one hand available. So you could use the wand, drop it, and then shoot with chompers.
But as a free action, I would drop it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Right. So it wouldn't take any moves next time.
Absolutely.
Great. That was what I wanted to make sure of before next turn. I felt sad and then got grumpy with you, and you were like, "Well, if you'd asked, here we are."
Sure.
All right.
I'm glad that
Ao
we resolved it this way.
is delighted that she's just watching Jafaki's body be gobbled up, right? Like for all of her darkest teenage moments, this is pure vindictive catharsis, which is what every teenager wants, I think.
Little
in
PVC.
one form or another. Yep. She came tiptoeing down with the bow in one hand and a wand in the other. She creeps around the stairs. This is all precursor to the turn. Flavor creep. And casts her wand of True Strike to start. She then does TKP, or no, I'm in range for TKP on this, right? 30 feet?
Yeah, it looks like you're in range. For
Okay,
sure.
great. She does TKP on it. I guess, can I have that? I sort of wanted to have the hit come not from her direction as like a, possibly from diagonal to Mag, so that like this, because this thing feels motion, right? So it's more likely to know she's there. But how does that work with the range, or does it matter?
I think it doesn't really matter that much. As I'm trying to figure out what the behemoth is going to react to, it has other things it's going to react to first.
Fair enough. Okay.
So we'll see what happens on its turn.
All right. So she's cast True Strike. She's doing some bludgeoning TKP.
Okay, a big rock hurtling towards the gargantuan Chernicoff behemoth. So you roll
And
attack
then-
twice.
First time is a 27. Oh, but the second time is a 20 on the die for a 33. Woo! That's why you do want a True Strike.
Nice.
That's cool.
Okay. The crit hit deck is dumb. Get ready for this. Draining Strike. The target loses one random prepared spell or spell slot as determined by the GM, which means that all of the years that this Chernicoff behemoth spent at Wizarding College are just not going to pay off.
Alas.
Okay, but you do get double damage from that critical hit.
Okay, and I just roll damage.
Yeah, you roll damage, and then we're going to have to double it manually. A terrifying damage roll. What did you roll?
That was 23 not doubled, I believe.
You believe correctly. A disgusting 6-6-1-6 on your 4d6s.
Wow.
So, we're going to take double damage as the Chernicoff behemoth gets blasted. This rock flying through the air based on Ao's telekinetic power slams into one of the bodies of a large insect creature, hits it, dislodges it, and it sprays mucus, and this entire corpse goes flying out of the back of the body of the behemoth.
Question, not to look a gift horse in the mouth. I don't think that included my sneak attack damage.
I think it did. I think that your TKP, maybe it didn't.
Because I think it doesn't know TKP, because we've house ruled TKP in for... but not for sneak attack.
Yeah, that's not a house rule. I just thought it had heightened correctly. It hadn't. Go ahead and roll more damage, Zoe. Just fucking go nuts.
What? How many should I roll anymore?
Roll
2d6
more, and we'll double that too. So it's not 46 damage. It's more.
Amazing.
Oh, good. Okay.
Another 6 and a 2. All right, so that's 8 more. So it's 31 total points of damage.
Doubled.
Doubled is 62.
62
So
points of
That
damage.
is nuts.
Ao, again, when she gets flat-footed out is a nightmare situation. So let's give a hero point.
And
to
that was
Ao.
without any kind of boost from.
Yeah, this fight looks like it's going to be over before it began.
And that was with no help from the crit deck, which obviously is to be expected.
Right. When would there be help from the crit deck?
That was just Ao's straight damage roll.
Okay. And that's it. That's 3 actions for Ao. So now I get to do something. I'm slowed, which is too bad.
That was your own ruling, too.
It was my own ruling. It made sense to me. Here's the story. This Chernicoff behemoth does not like being frightened. It swivels around, looks towards Trill. The myriad faces of all of the creatures suspended in this goop turn as it sort of swivels slowly, and it squeezes back, sort of scrunching itself up, and then a massive shard of bone flies across the arena towards Trill.
So it throws it at me?
Throws it at you, a ranged attack.
Ooh, don't like that.
That's a 23 to hit.
Unfortunately, that's a miss against my armor class.
Oh.
Oh, man, leveling up so nice. That would have hit me.
Right.
That would have
last
hit
up.
me a level ago.
As this bone shard flies out of the behemoth, the back of the behemoth swings around and bashes into Mag.
Fair enough.
With what's called a fleshy slap.
Oh.
You gotta draw. Nice.
I guess I can't use my reaction for someone else.
I don't know.
My empathetic plea.
This is an overwhelming smash. Triple damage
Oh, boy.
against Mag. So this is going to be 17 damage times 3. We all know what that number is as I frantically hit the calculator button on my phone. That is 51 points of damage to Mag as Mag just gets hammered by the Chernicoff behemoth.
Wow. I guess, can I take an AOO if I'm being flattened?
You could, David, you could have taken an AOO when it hit Robin with that ranged attack, sadly.
Oh. So, but I can't now, or I also can now?
you can't now. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't? It's too late?
It's too late, baby. Just like Carly Simon said.
Oh, no. Sorry, guys.
I don't understand.
It's too late to apologize.
So I have to say it. I can't wait until the damage roll to say
No,
it.
that was a whole action ago. That was...
It was the one against Robin that would have triggered it.
Yeah, that was his first action.
But I can't.
Fighting against you doesn't trigger it.
Yeah, attack of opportunity. Soon to be renamed reactive strike in the Pathfinder 2nd Edition remaster. Manipulate action, move action, ranged attack. So that was a ranged attack.
Oh, or ranged attack. The fact that it's a melee attack is why I can't. Yeah. I was like, all right, I'll wait until it hits me. Okay. Well, sorry, everybody. Let's just kill it anyway. All right, 51 damage.
51 damage, a massive strike against Mag. As this creature continues, it's slowed down as part of it is still chomping on Jafaki. And with that, it is now Isthan's turn. Isthan, from a high up vantage point, watching the chaos below. What will Isthan do?
Well, I think he'll start by casting Daze on the Chernicoff behemoth. Try and target that will saving throw.
Okay, here comes a will saving throw from the Chernicoff behemoth. 6 on the die is a failure, meaning that it is going to take the damage from Daze, but it will not be stunned.
Ah, too bad. 10 points of mental damage.
Max
Nice.
damage.
All right.
And Istin will enter his arcane cascade stance, and like purple glowing mental energy sort of starts doing Kirby crackle at the end of Istin's staff.
So this magic crackles around Istin as we hit the top of round 2. Mag, the Chernicoff behemoth, badly beaten, still slow as it is digesting Jafaki, and frightened. On the northern side of the arena, the other 3 heroes stand. Trill and Ao at the bottom of the stairs, flanking the balcony with Istin standing atop it. It's Trill's turn. What is Trill going to do?
Well, I'm looking forward to my next level when I can take the feat that allows me to cast 2 composition cantrips at the same time.
Oh, yeah. That sounds
awesome.
real easy
Yeah.
to adjudicate. Let's go.
That'll be great. I don't have it yet, so
Yeah.
Be great when I do. You're gonna love that, Lars.
I do love it.
So I'm torn between 2 options, and they're both good options.
Then do
I'm
one.
torn between Paralyze and Bane.
Okay.
And I think
Do you want to paralyze this creature, or do you want to bane it?
To bane it.
I'm gonna go ahead and try Paralyze.
Okay.
Man, I don't use my 2nd level spell slots ever now. Although
Second level spell slots are so 2022, guys.
it's like even my first ones I still use plenty.
One thing to keep in mind is that Paralyze does have the incapacitation trait, which means that if the creature you're trying to use it on is high enough level, if it's more than double your spell rank, its save will be 1 level higher. Something to keep in mind.
How does that work? Please explain that to me further.
So the incapacitation trait is a thing that exists in this game to make it so that you can't just take a creature out of the combat by spending a super low level resource.
Checks out.
So there are what are soon in the remaster going to be called spell ranks, and then there are character levels, right? So like the spell rank of your paralyzed spell is going to be 3. That corresponds to character level 6. And if the creature you're targeting is higher than that level, the incapacitation effect is going to be less good. So like you can use something with an incapacitation trait to take a lower level creature out of a fight immediately.
Right.
But for a bigger, higher level creature, the result of its save is always 1 level higher. So if it rolls a critical failure on Paralyze, it gets the results of a failure instead. If it rolls a failure, it gets the results of a success. And if it rolls a success, it gets the results of a critical success.
Okay. I think then Trill's gonna cast Hideous Laughter.
Sure. Why not?
What was that response?
Just the idea that you're going to make this thing laugh uncontrollably.
It'll be disgusting. Everyone will love it.
Let's be honest, a Chernicoff would be a terrible heckler if you
Yeah.
were doing so.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. Hideous Laughter targeting
Okay.
the worst save of
Targeting that will save.
All right. Let's see what happens as the Chernicoff behemoth tries to resist the mental effects of your spell. That is a 9 on the die, a 25.
I believe it's a 24 because it's frightened.
It's a 24 because it's frightened.
That's still a failure. So yeah, now that's a
And I think
24.
That means that the only reason it fails is because you frightened it. So
Nice.
Nice.
Yes. And so
Oh,
now that
fear
it's
so
failed,
good.
it's also slowed 1.
Okay. Well, it already is slowed 1.
So what would happen? Does that make it slowed 2?
No.
Oh,
It
does that
doesn't.
make it slowed 1 for an extra round?
It's sustained, so you can sustain its slow. So essentially, Hideous Laughter, if you keep spending an action, you'll keep it in slow. So once it's done,
Oh, fabulous.
once it's done digesting Jafaki, you'll continue to be able to keep it slow.
Oh, fabulous. So I can spend one action and just always have it slow.
Exactly.
And only
So-
have 2 actions.
You can target its
Exactly.
digestive tract and make it unable to
Give it
move
cramps.
forward.
Its bile is working on decomposing Jafaki.
See, I was hoping for that crit failure to get it prone for y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one way to get this kind of creature prone, given how big it is. But what that looks like is Mag gets just walloped as this mass of the behemoth slams her. And like as Mag is shaking the stars out of her eyes, suddenly the behemoth starts twisting and cavorting and laughing as it is distracted both by this laughter rippling through its bus-like body and also trying to eat Jafaki. So bad things happening to the behemoth for sure. Trill's got one more action,
I still have one more action?
don't you? Didn't she just do
I
hideous
guess Hideous Laughter is the only thing I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, since I don't have tons of options for a single action, Trill will continue to aid Mag. I think we forgot to roll that. I think no matter what, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Cool. Okay, so Trill continues to start playing music to prepare to assist Mag as it is now Mag's turn. Mag sees the behemoth weaving back and forth in the air in front of her. Pretty badly injured. What is she going to
Does that trigger an attack of opportunity?
It triggers a flavor attack of opportunity.
All right, I'll take it.
You'll take it.
I think I got to start with another maul strike and then take it from there. Because most of the useful stuff I can do is probably just hitting it multiple times.
Yeah, given that your athletics is taken out of the picture.
Exactly. All right, so that's a 28 plus, I guess, Trill's aid roll.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that aid roll.
Let's get the aid
Aid
roll.
me.
Oh my gosh, her performance is insane now.
Yeah,
Aid
it's too
me.
much.
She's a good musician.
We've goofed.
3 on the die, but it still ends up with a 22.
Okay, so that means that hit is a 29 to hit.
okay,
You got
29
a plus
to hit.
1 going to Mag. That hits.
All right.
Ah!
Le damage. All right, 28 damage.
Wow.
28 damage.
Dang.
Just a basic hit for, 28 points of damage as Mag crushes the behemoth one more time and it starts twisting. It is near death. Things are not
God.
working well for the behemoth as Mag just gets in its face and goes to town.
And speaking of town, I'm going to head back to town.
Okay.
Yeah, you did what you could.
All right, so
Smart
I'm gonna
play.
I'm gonna make another maul strike, and I think what that looks like is this first maul strike is a forehand swing. It's like swinging a baseball bat, and then when it lands and as it lands and goes through, Mag shifts her feet in a way that allows her to twist her body and then make what would basically be like a left-handed baseball swing back in the other direction. She's a switch hitter. And that, oh, come on. So that was a 2 on the die for which is only a 13? I'm guessing, is that a critical fail?
That is a
Crit
critical
miss.
failure, yeah.
But you don't get crit check unless you roll a 1.
True.
Cool. Well, that's what you get for trying to get fancy, Magdaruna. We're going to hit it again. Double map. So many penalty. That is a 17?
17 misses. And I'm going to hit you with something that I forgot to hit you with before. Mag,
Oh, great.
as she swings thrice at the Shanregal behemoth, realizes that she is more badly hurt by that critical hit that she took from it than she anticipated. She is
Oh.
in fact bleeding as she looks down
Oh.
and sees that she is bleeding 2d6 bleed damage.
Great.
And she's also enfeebled 1.
Okay. All right.
Dang.
So at the end of Mag's turn, Mag is going to take that bleed damage, and let's see if she can save out of it.
It's a flat check.
It's a flat check.
That's a 9.
Okay, so Mag, still bleeding, still enfeebled.
Not gonna do it.
You will be enfeebled as long as you are bleeding, is the rule. It's now Ao's turn. Ao sees Mag struggling to connect with the Shanrigal behemoth more than once, but the behemoth is looking very badly worse for wear. What is Ao going to do?
Let's go, Ao. Fuck shit up.
With her free action, she drops the wand she was holding and switches so she can fire off chompers. Because this thing is frightened, it is flat-footed to me.
That's correct.
And she fires off 2 quick arrows from chompers.
Okay.
First one is a 24 to hit.
Another hit only because it is frightened.
Ooh,
Awesome.
Love to hear it.
Frightened
that
so
is
good.
20 points of damage on the first hit.
And not all of that is going to go through as Chompers takes out some of the strength of the Shanrigal behemoth, but trying to pierce this enormous fleshy mass is only going to do so much. But 10 points of damage does go through.
And then she fires off a second time quickly. This time for a 29.
That's going to hit again. 2 precise strikes from Ao.
And that's only 10 damage.
And it is going to resist all 10 of that damage.
Oh man, that was 30 points of
Wow.
damage, of which so little got through.
Did that included sneak attack? Yeah, right. That's oh man.
Rough roll. 4,
Well-
1, 2, 1 equals 10. Somehow. It doesn't.
So is it
Who cares?
that it's immune to piercing?
It's resistant to piercing, yes.
Ooh.
It resists 10 points of piercing
What?
damage.
We just learned. We saw it in action.
Specifically, 10 points.
Specifically 10 points. The Shanrigal behemoth still... Sorry, go ahead.
She has one more action. She
All right.
grabs a flask from her.
Babe,
Bandolier.
is this a good time to start drinking?
Ao starts reaching for all kinds of equipment. Wands, bows, sneaking around. Like, Ao is...
It's just it's like a fling of shit.
Yeah, Ao's got... There was a... There was...
Still doing phrasing?
There was a wrestler in ECW whose name was New Jack, who used to just go to the wrestling ring with a shopping cart full of stuff. He just like, that was
And
his
just
gimmick.
like wing it around.
Just
Yeah,
like
that's what's happening here.
Brooms, like bottles, whatever, just throwing anything that he could at people, just walking out with a shopping cart.
Now that's a prop comic routine I
Yes.
want to watch.
Yeah, if Carrot Top were a pro wrestler, 1, he would be terrifying because that dude is jacked. 2, he would have New Jack's gimmick.
I like to think if Ao wasn't a rogue, I would be a thaumaturg. With like
Yeah.
all of the different things that you pull
Yes,
out to do all the stuff the thaumaturg does.
Totally, I think it's a good comparison. And you know what else is a good comparison? This Shanrigal behemoth's fleshy slap to Magdaruna Lacewing Skullcrusher's body. First strike, a fleshy slap as it slams down on top of Mag for a 25 to hit.
Oh man! All right, 25 does hit because Mag is raging, which lowers her armor class by 1.
A very good damage roll, 25
Ooh.
points of damage to
Oof.
Mag as
Yikes.
the Shanrigal behemoth wraps itself around Mag and starts grabbing her, immobilizing her in place. And as it does that, it swallows and is now done eating Jafaki.
Yep.
But parts of this creature are still going, these skulls inside of it jiggling around as
Oh
it
my
starts
God.
laughing in this obscene way. Still laughing because of Trill's spell. It is now Isthen's turn.
Sweet. Isthen is... I was going to have him use Spider Climb, one of the new studious spells he got to walk down the side of the thing, but it sounds like...
Creepy.
Right. But he's just going to blast it with Produce Flame, because seems like artillery is what we need right now.
That's what he do also.
Man, that is a versatile character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
thank
tanks,
you.
He casts fire. He does weird monk stances. He runs up walls. There's a lot going on there.
Yep. 28 to hit with the Produce Flame.
28 is going to hit as this torrent of flame bursts forth from Isthen's staff and does fire damage to the Shanrigal Behemoth.
Come on, finish it
15 points of fire damage.
15 points of fire damage. The entire behemoth,
Yes!
a jet of flame washes around it, and the behemoth twists for a moment, undulates for a brief moment as the outer layer of the behemoth is entirely burned away. And then it just goes, and then it explodes,
Awesome.
throwing
Flavor
negative damage
exploder.
towards
Yeah.
Mag as Mag sees Isthin deliver the last strike that forces Mag to take
Oh, no.
exploding Shanrigal Behemoth damage. This is
my God.
9d6 of damage. That is 28 points of damage, and Mag needs to withstand it with a fortitude save.
Mac has so many status
Wow.
effects.
Yeah,
right
Mac's got like a half ring of.
A lot going on. It's a 32 to save.
That succeeds, and because of Mag's new Juggernaut class feature, that's a critical success.
There we go.
Meaning that Mag
Wow.
is able to brace herself as just all of the collected negative energy of this creature that has been maintained and fed and trained and grown and experimented on and observed by Jafaki. Mag just like grits her teeth and is fine.
So this is like that thing in Ghostbusters where it explodes and it just like covers them in
Goo.
whatever. Yeah, and
I believe it's marshmallow.
He slimed me.
Isn't like Winston fine or something like that? Isn't there one of them who's
I
like
think so.
complete? Oh, I think it's like maybe Ray is. What, who? Okay.
I think it's Ray.
Yeah, I think it's Ray.
No, Ray's the one who's messed up. Everyone else is fine, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
So this is
Something
like you
happens
can't.
to Ray.
This is
Something
like you can't
happens
do
in that
that on
movie.
television. There's there's green slime everywhere, but Mag is untouched by any of it.
yes.
Cool
Love it.
Mags don't look at explosions. Shanrigals.
And Mag sees, just like smells the burning undeath washing all around her, feels the negative energy blow past her, and she sees Jafaki's partially digested body fall down in front of her. A sort of bewildered, what? I mean, what? Look on it.
I thought he was about to be resurrected there for
Right.
a second, and I was
I'm back.
very surprised.
I'm back,
It's me.
bitches.
Want to hang out? Want to
Yeah.
be my friend?
If I run back up 15 feet to the balcony, then can I hit him? So is Mag still bleeding? We missed persistent bleed at the end of my last turn, and do I need to roll out of bleeding?
Mag has enough hit points left that I think the bleed is a non-issue.
Okay, yeah, that's what I think.
But I
also.
could have used my chromotherapy.
Well, let's say that's what makes it a non-issue.
Oh, there you go. Ale runs in Frown glowing green.
Oh.
And
I was going to ask which color.
yeah, he's green
It's
when
green.
it's helping with bleed damage.
Ah.
While Ao's running and Trill starts jumping up and down, saying, Istin! Istin, you did it! Istin, that was amazing!
I did it! I really did! That was fun! Did you see how big and gross it was? Oh, I loved it.
That was some great fireball.
Oh, well, I don't like to brag. I love to brag!
So I feel like we have to take a moment and appreciate the fact that Istin finally got something.
Huge props.
Finally contributing.
And
Contributing in a way that, sorry to interrupt, but like is completely different from what I had assumed was going to happen. Like the idea that Isthin just kept distance and that was enough is like sort
That
of
was cool.
sort of shocking.
Well, I mean, I think most of the credit there goes to AO and Mag's huge hits on it. Like, Istin's just the cleanup batter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Trill's the hideous laughter. I was hoping so much for the prone that it wasn't great help since it was already slowed.
Well, but I think odds were that wasn't a 2-round fight. Like that would have been so helpful.
That's
in
the thing.
most
it was a
versions of that
2-round
fight.
fight.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep
Thanks
in
to
mind
you too.
the first time you saw this creature, you were level 5.
Oh wow.
That's
we
a
were terrified
very
of it.
different fight. Like this is something that you've seen, that you've been preparing for, that you've been
We literally
training for.
circled around it for
And by the
weeks.
time you got to it, you were stronger and you had a plan. And that, in this game, it's a thing that I like about this game, that makes a huge difference.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was
Well,
fun.
so as Ao approaches Mag with the healing blessing of Fraum extended before her, and that starts to have a palliative effect on Mag's deepest wounds, Mag thanks her and then calls up to Isthin. Isthin, I think there's one more thing we need to do here that maybe you're in a best position to make happen for us.
Oh,
And Mag reaches in. She puts her warhammer back on, or her maul back on her back, and she takes out the glaive. And using the glaive, she reaches well inside the pile of spoiled entrails that is this behemoth, and she sticks on the end of the blade a part of Jafaki's partially digested body. And she drags it out and she throws it on the ground in front of Ao. And she calls up to Isthin, I think it's time we burned this.
So we're not corpse flingers anymore. We're corpse burners.
Well, we've done some of that
there's
too.
a history. We've done that
That's
as well.
right.
It's just been a while.
This is a part of how you initiate. You're initiated in the party. You have to burn something that we kill.
well, all right with me. I don't mind.
And I was like, yeah. And she starts flashing foxfire at it as this then prepares to do whatever he's going to do.
Well, I've never had a Shanrigal barbecue before, but I'm open to it.
Oh, we don't usually eat them, actually. Well, all right.
Troll play some appropriate music.
I'm fine with it. Ao
What
says.
is the appropriate music for an impromptu cremation of a Sugathi? Like, what's the vibe there?
Yeah, Lars, do you, could you play?
I
one
mean,
of the?
it's definitely something Kate Bush.
Yeah, one of the top 8 alien worm corpse burning tracks that you have queued up.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm playing right now, I think is a hot corpse burning track. We got this.
There we go.
You hear this?
Corpse
Just-
Burner is my
just
new
sort of
black metal band, incidentally.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the coolest way Isthin would, in the most final way possible, do away with this?
Yeah, as Bruno Mars's 24 Karat Magic starts playing.
He jumps down from the 15 feet, lands in superhero pose, falls flat on his face because it's a 15-foot drop and you can't just superhero 3-point.
No,
pose
you
in that.
fall prone and you break your collarbone.
He dusts himself off, looks kind of embarrassed,
Ao goes over, heals him.
Yeah, that's pink light.
comes up to Jafaki's body, winks at Mag, and blasts it with Produce Flame, igniting it. And that's how we do that.
And we'll pick up from there next time.
Roots of Ruin is a Tabletop Gold production produced under the Paizo Incorporated Community Use Policy, using trademarks and copyrights owned by Paizo that are covered under that policy. Paizo does not recognize, endorse, or sponsor this project in any way, and we are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. All original characters and content in the Roots of Ruin are the property of Tabletop Gold, and all rights are reserved. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. On our website, tabletopgold.com, you can learn more about us and our shows, pick up great merch, and connect to the best online community in all of podcasting. Thanks for listening.